and I will not mess up the audio this week. So appreciate you for coming on.
Hey, man. Well, first and foremost, as always, man, thank you so much for having me on this incredible show you do. You know, I'm a huge fan, and, you know, I'm blasting on IE Sports Radio, man. And last week, it's all good. That was pretty funny. I was hustling, or 2 weeks ago, I was hustling out the gate, man, getting everything going. But, hey, you know, I still made time, and need be, I mean, I know everything will be okay today, but, hey, need be again, man. Don't worry about it. You know, you got me. Call me up. I mean, hey, things will be hopefully not too loud, but all I got to say is, I couldn't pass up the opportunity any given time, man. So thank you. Unless I'm on the field myself, then it'd be kind of tough, you know. But but
I will make sure this time I am 100% possible that I'm not leaving the house until I fix that.
Not a problem. Hey, I had a blip last time with you on my show, man. We tried to get together a time, and I got busy, and Ben was like, "Where you at, man?" And I was like, "I'm sorry, man." Like, hey, man, the wonders and the joys of busy lives and just technical difficulties. And last night on Prairie now, we don't even get into that. But anyway, we're here right now. I'm excited. I'm ready to rock and roll, man.
All right, let's go. So we got some killer matchups this week. Georgia, #1 versus Auburn. We got Notre Dame versus Miami. We've also got TCU versus Oklahoma. So let's get into the first one. Let's talk about this Georgia-Auburn game. Georgia, man, are they the biggest surprise of this year? I would say yes. Undefeated, #1, going up against Auburn, #10. I would be concerned if I was Auburn. Is it any way possible to get an upset, you think, for Auburn in this game?
Well, I'll tell you right now, with what I've seen this year with upsets, especially with Penn State,
right, exactly.
It's not impossible. But I will tell you right now, you know, Ben, yeah, this game is going to be great. We have an SEC matchup here. And SEC, #1, first and foremost, when you see those three letters together, yeah, it's going to be a good game, most likely, no matter who's playing who. And Georgia, you know, on 3 and Out, I've said it a lot with Miss Tina Bama Bo. We talked about it since the college selection show last week. And, you know, Ben, oh boy, hopefully there's no Georgia fans up in the chat room, which I know there more than likely is, so my bad, y'all. But I don't know how. Look, I get it. They discredited Florida State for Bama, but how were we supposed to know that in Week 10, Florida State would be over here almost losing to Syracuse? I mean, even though Syracuse knocked out Clemson, to be fair, but I'm just saying, you know, they can't discredit that. To me, #1 should be #1 unless they're beat by somebody until the next. I mean, that's just my personal thought, but it is what it is. Georgia played some great games. I understand it. Okay, the #1, cool. And the #1 to me, the #2, but it's not me, it's the poll, and that's it. So Georgia's still an amazing team, not discrediting them, and I just feel that this is a very, very, very strong team. Auburn. Well, Ben, they're Auburn. They lost.
That's the realest statement that you've said so far.
Yeah, man. I mean, you know, this year they've gotten some nice victories. Courtesy of ESPN.com here to help me out, just so I can make sure I got these correctly here. Looking at earlier this year, Ben, I mean, yeah, they lost to Clemson in a very, very close game. That was like a huge game for one of their, I forgot what defense. I think it was Clemson. They racked up like 1 million sacks and everything. That was crazy. But still, 14-6 loss. Now it's at Clemson. But you know, Ben, the one that gets me, the kicker to this day, is the LSU game back in October. Okay, we know LSU isn't LSU right now. We know Coach O is doing everything he can to get that team to do something, and they're fighting. But regardless, 27-23, Auburn, you needed to win that one. I mean, in my opinion, to at least, you know, to be more relevant. But since then, they've, you know, Texas A&M not bad. Arkansas, well, Arkansas is Arkansas right now.
Yeah,
my
really.
Bad, Big L.
That's the
my
easy
bad.
win.
Yeah, exactly. So to sum it all up, man, you know, right now Auburn is a 7-2 team. They're not looking too bad. As we know, you lose 3. It's like baseball inside of football. 3 strikes, you're out. You lose the third game, then goodbye major bowl game.
Right.
You know, so when it comes down to it, Ben, this is a very fun game to watch. This will be certainly more than what I think people are going to give it credit for. The line is extremely close. I don't think it's going to be that close. but it's going to be closer than what a lot of people think. Georgia's a very, very, very tough team. I mean, Chubb is a dang monster, 144 carries, 867 yards, 9 touchdowns on the ground. Stidham's not looking too bad for Auburn. I mean, 144 for 222, 1,996 yards, 11 touchdowns, and 3 picks. But the thing is, you know, this Georgia defense is hungry. They're nasty. They're ready. They want Bama. I think they want Bama more than Auburn wants Bama, and that's their rival. So I'll tell you what. And they're going to get Bama, and I think both these teams are going to get Bama. But when it comes down to it, you know, Ben, I want to say that Auburn could be like we can make this happen, you know, whatever. And if they pull some Iron Bowl stuff, okay, with Chris Davis, then maybe they'll win it. But other than that, I don't see this one being within 14 points around there. So I'm going to say Georgia wins this thing 35-21.
Okay. And yeah, to your point, ESPN is slipping. They're gonna give Auburn the advantage over Georgia. As much as I'm not a Georgia fan, but I do know this team is completely different from what it was years past. Nick Chubb, that's one name to always think about. A very, very solid running back. Georgia produces running backs. Jake from State Farm. Jake from State Farm. He's a true freshman, playing very well. Auburn's just not it. They're not there yet. I don't know if they'll ever get back to that national championship style of play. And they've lost 2 games. I mean, to me, losing 2 games against a team that's lost none, and I agree with you 100%. They want to see Bama more than anything, which I do believe they will. I don't see this being a potential upset. I'm going to go with Georgia also. I do think it's going to be close early on, but I think eventually, second half, probably third, fourth quarter, we're going to start seeing Georgia pull away. Sony Michel, running back for Georgia, he's going to be getting into the mix. There's so many pieces with this Georgia team, and I want to see Bama, Georgia. So I'm going for Georgia in this one. I think it's going to be a win. We got 2:30 kickoff, 2:30 Central Time, 3:30 Eastern, so that's going to be a good one. On to the next game, this is the one I'm most excited about this week. We've had some great matchups in the past weeks. This one, Miami versus Notre Dame, which when you actually look at this, the rankings should almost be flopped. You got Miami, who's 8-0. You got Notre Dame, who's 8-1. I think partly because, Miami had to start from behind the A-ball. Nobody really believed Miami. Nobody believed that they were back. Nobody believed that they had a chance. But they have been playing some of the best football they've played in a long time. Shout out to Uncle Bella, the Miami fan. Also, shout out to Thorny Switch. She's the Georgia fan. And that's normally in the chat room, the frequent listeners. So appreciate you guys. So in this game right here, I think it's going to be a great matchup. But I want to get your opinion on this Miami versus Notre Dame night game. What more exciting game do you want?
Well, first and foremost, I just got to say what's going on, Miss Mocha Bella, your team looking good. Thorny Switch, my bad, man. My bad for previous comments, but I'm just saying. Hey, if they knock off Bama, then they deserve every bit of it. But anyway, okay. So with that said, yeah, Ben, this is that game. And oh my gosh, last round 3 and out, we had such a ball talking about this game because this is it. I mean, come on, Ben. This is that rivalry. This isn't that rivalry. This isn't that rivalry, and this isn't that rivalry. This is that rivalry. And I mean, for anybody who watches 30 for 30, I'm talking about all of y'all.
Oh
out
yeah,
there. Don't
Catholics versus convicts, definitely.
Catholics versus convicts. I mean, it's funny, but it's just it's funny. I mean, I hate to be so like, well, that guy's a jerk, but no, it's funny because this is one of the things you can look at later on and be like, wow, but the rivalry's still there. And Ben, man, you played ball. You know how to inherit a rivalry. You know what inheriting a rivalry is. Something that happened 20 years ago. I mean, you don't care. You're like, yeah, well, it's my team now, so what's up? That's
exactly.
It. So, yeah, that's it, Ben. So, I mean, the thing is this is it. this is that time. And what a better time. I mean, seriously, the college, whoever does the scheduling deserves, man, hit that applause button, Ben. Because this is that big. How do they know that, unless they flexed it, but if this was actually set before the season and this was the actual Saturday night game for week 11, how could they have known? Notre Dame, they weren't even up there. They had to fight their way up there to number 3 in Miami. Who would have thought? We knew they were getting better. We've been talking about them, Dan. We've been talking about them all season.
Every single week. Yes.
Every single week, man. But how could they have known that this team would fight like this and be this pumped up? So I don't care if it was a flex. I don't care. Great call on the flex. And if it was a good old matchup that they just made for Week 11, then I applaud all of you, ladies and gentlemen, who put this game together for the Saturday night game. Because this one isn't no Texas Tech versus Oklahoma like a couple weeks ago. Remember that, Ben? This is
right, exactly.
This is a real schedule. Like, this is a real rivalry game. So the way it is, man, is look, this is going to be something insane. I had like the longest silent moment, and I was driving everybody crazy last night with who I actually went with, and it was a lot of fun. But you know something, Ben? This game is going to be such a monstrosity on both sides. And what do I mean by that? It's going to be both these teams are going to walk out of there. One's going to be real mad, and the other one's going to be very happy. But during that game, the stress levels are going to be through the roof because these teams aren't going to let anything – they're going to fight each other. Hopefully not literally fight each other, but these coaching staffs are going to be on their heels. They're going to see some probably snapping on the sidelines within coaches. You're going to see players maybe getting a little chippy with each other just because this is something that has to be done right. This is like a presentation you have to have done within 3 hours, and your boss just told you 20 minutes ago. I mean, this is it. You need to be on your P's and Q's for this game. So both these teams, and on top of that, you're throwing a rivalry on top of that. Don't forget, Ben, Miami has a chance here. Miami has a chance. Their first ever college football playoff appearance if they were to make it this year. And this is their first time ever being relevant, okay, really since like the early 2000s, okay? Like this team hasn't been much of anything until then. And then Notre Dame, these guys want redemption. And who do they want? Once again, they're going to inherit it. They weren't there in 2012. None of these guys that are there right now were there in 2012, but they don't care. They know that their symbol, Notre Dame, the ND, was there versus a certain Alabama team, and they got the brakes beaten off them. So, they want Bama. When you hear on college games, we want Bama, no one means it the way Notre Dame means it. They're like, no, we really do want Bama because they done beat the heck out of us. So this team is starving to stay there. They know. And look at this, man. Look at it. Only loss of the season was to Georgia by 1 point in South Bend. They done beat my Notre Dame. They done beat my Trojans into oblivion right now. The Trojans are out there by Saturn somewhere floating around because of how they flew us out of that stadium. And
exactly.
Yeah, I mean, in Miami, they haven't done much. Oh, wait, yes, they have. Virginia Tech isn't no slouch. And you know something? Last week, it's a good game here. They had a good game versus Virginia Tech. But don't get mad, man. But 2 weeks ago,
oh, God.
a certain UNC team said, hey, what's up, you? And you was like, what's up?
You was like nothing.
Exactly, like nothing, because you had I'll tell you what, Ben, kind of like how Clemson said it in 2015 versus Bama. We ran out of time. Okay, football 60 minutes, I get it. But had there been another quarter, North Carolina would have won that game. I'm sorry. Like they have Miami on the ropes. So Miami has something there that I haven't seen Notre Dame this year. And because of that, Ben, and I know, here we go. I said it. I even said it last night. Proud Catholic. Even though, it's kind of funny. Everyone's like, you're Catholic, but you can't stand Notre Dame? Yeah, SC, fight on. But, but as much as it pains me to even say this, I can't stand them. And trust me, they'll lose in the playoffs. Well, who knows? They might win it. And if they win it, good for them. But you know what, man? My bad to everybody down there in Miami. Let's Mocha Bella, my deepest apology. But you know what? if Miami wins this thing, they need to flip-flop. I'm sorry. There's no, oh, well, they beat Notre Dame. Number